Good morning everybody, this is Stephen Howson, this is Full Time Devils and this is your MUFC Transfer Daily. Thank you for joining us this morning. We've got several ones to talk about this morning and the first one that we're going to talk about is Victor Lindelof. Now the deal looks like it's about to happen. Lindelof's hold up seemed to be, according to the likes of Sport Witness, was that there was an issue with the paperwork that led to how much Vesteras was going to get paid on the back of the transfer from Benfica to Manchester United. It looks like Benfica have negotiated and sorted out that, and now it looks like, according to everybody at least, that Victor Lindelof is free to join Manchester United. Now there was a report yesterday that I saw from Sports Witness which said that the Benfica president was getting itchy feet and really wanted to make it happen, and he wanted it to happen today. So there might be some movement today on the Victor Lindelof transfer, and obviously keep it locked to Full Time Devils. If anything happens, we'll probably go live, and we'll probably be on it pretty quickly once it does. So keep an eye out for that one. The second one that we've got to talk about is Patrice Evra. Now Rio Ferdinand might have let the cat out of the bag if he knew, or he might have purposely just been trying to stoke up the fires. You never know. I mean, why you would need to put it on Instagram when I'm pretty sure Rio Ferdinand's probably got Patrice Evra's number. So there'll be a reason that Rio put it out there in public rather than just texting him saying, hey, are you coming back to United? And it might have just been to create a social media storm, and or it might have been that he wanted to just let everybody know, hey, listen, I think this might happen. Get on this. It makes logical sense, but just because it makes logical sense doesn't mean it's going to happen. We need a backup left back because if you look, Damian can't play there. Rojo's awful there. Blind would be better suited either in the middle or in central midfield. And Evra would be an improvement on that. Evra would be a lift in the changing room, especially if you're going to be letting the likes of Schweinsteiger go. We lack leaders. We lack characters. Patrice Evra is nothing if he's not a character. He was also at one point an absolute world-class left-back that loves this club. So I think if Patrice Evra came back, he would be an excellent backup left-back to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw needs the time to be allowed to get back to full fitness without the pressure on him. And then he can come back and resume his place. Now, I think a Patrice Evra at 35 years of age would be a perfect person to allow him to do that. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Now, the Sun have said that it's probably not going to happen, so don't get your hopes up. But then I saw a report this morning that Damasio has said that United want to make it happen, Mourinho wants to make it happen, and Evra wants to make it happen. So the only one that you need to make it happen now is Juventus. And they was linked yesterday with some guy from Schalke. So the pieces of the puzzle are in place. But just because the pieces of the puzzle are in place doesn't mean that anyone's going to put them all in the right order, in the right place. But I remain hopeful because sometimes you just want a guy that loves the club at the club, don't you? And it doesn't matter whether he's going to be world class for us like he was when he was first there, or if he's just going to see his career out because this is where he wants to retire. I'm happy to let Patrice Evra do whatever he wants. If he wants to come back and retire at United, not a problem, because he was absolutely phenomenal, criminally underrated when he was a United player. He was absolutely world class for us, absolutely world class. I love Patrice Evra more than he loves this game. What we've got in the Mail is the Mail are saying that there'll be no signings for Manchester United in the January transfer window, despite the fact that we're probably going to be allowing Schneiderlin and Memphis to leave. This one's rumbling on, and it does look like Everton is a destination for one, if not both of those. But I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. I would have thought, now we're approaching the 7th, aren't we? We're approaching the first week of the January transfer window complete with nothing. I would expect some movement at some point very soon with one, if not both of these. I don't see the hold-up. I'm sure Everton would want to get them in as quickly as possible, and I'm sure United would like to get off the wage bill as quickly as possible if we're not going to be playing them. And the final one that we've got for you is that Joe Riley, this looks like it's pretty much confirmed everywhere. Joe Riley's probably be going on loan to Sheffield United after Jose Mourinho coming out and saying Sam Johnson's the only one that he would allow on loan. This is why you don't listen to what managers are saying in press conferences. So Joe Riley's probably heading over to Sheffield United. Interesting one because he's not managed to play a game since he pulled his hamstring yet. So I think he'll probably play on Monday night to prove his fitness against Manchester City in the Under-23 derby, and then I would expect him to move on after that. Cameron Borthwick-Jackson's also being recalled from Wolves on loan, and I believe he's going to be cover for the 23s, but he may also be an option for the first team. So maybe that's why we're not going to be signing Patrice Evra. Maybe we are actually going to give Borthwick-Jackson a chance in the first team. I've seen mixed response from Wolves fans about how he did, but for me he got treated shoddily. He's one of the best players at that team when he played. and then he got in and out of the team, and that's going to wreck a young lad's confidence. So I think Borthwick Jackson's got a good future ahead of him, and while Luke Shaw's injured, he's got the potential to stake a claim. I mean, you've not seen a left-hand side delivery like that for a long time. Going forward, that cross is a massive asset, and with Zlatan in the team, I think the cross of Cameron Borthwick Jackson is something that you can't really underrate. So I'll be interested to see how that goes down. Let's get in the comments and let's see what you guys are saying. Is Joel Pereira back? Yeah, Joel Pereira's also been called back from Belenenses as cover. He'll probably be the 23's keeper. He's had a fantastic time on loan, so hopefully that moves on. Moses says Evra maybe as a coach or a player coach. I think Evra, in whatever he wants to do, would be fantastic. Nigel says Januzaj has no future at United. Agree. I think there's probably an element of truth in that, but again, let's not write someone off so young, because he's still a very young player with quite a bit of experience, so I wouldn't go bananas. What defender do I think leaves in the summer? I don't know, but there's got to be someone moving, hasn't there? Got to be somebody moving. Someone saying De Rossi for Carrick. Why would we try and replace a 35-year-old with a 33-year-old? I don't think so. Can't see that one happening. Blagoff says Lindelof is shit, Fonte is better. I would tend to agree on that one. I'm happy to be proved wrong, but from what I've seen of Lindelof, he hasn't impressed me at all. Basher Jan says we need Strootman. Strootman's a hell of a player. Someone else, the comments are going real fast. Somebody else just said Fellaini to Milan. I think that's got a decent chance of happening. Obviously, he's been spotted in Milan. What's the reasons he was spotted in Milan? Well, you would assume that he's heading over to AC Milan. Jones to go. We don't know. We don't know which players are going. There seems to be a lot of speculation about Chris Smalling going. But if that's true or not, we have no idea of finding out until... Hang on. Someone's put in Cameron Borthwick Jackson to replace Fellaini. To replace Carrick. Have you seen either of them play? Madness. Fosu to replace Carrick. I think Fosu's got a better chance of replacing Carrick, being a central midfielder. Tielemans for Carrick, good player. Let's not ask all the who can replace Carrick questions, because there's a ton of answers to that. Evra is a teacher to Luke Shaw, says Luis Ramirez. Yeah, I would agree on that. I think Paddy Evra could probably teach Luke Shaw a hell of a lot. Obviously, he was a quick left back in his day himself, with excellent skills. I think Paddy Evra could really teach him a lot. And I think he can replace some of that heart and soul at the club, which we are lacking, especially if Schweinsteiger goes, and then if potentially Rooney goes. You're looking at Carrick being the only guy that's like an old school player, so bringing Evra in might have something like that. Howson, why would Memphis stay, in my opinion? Well, I believe he's going, so I don't think he is staying. Howson to replace Carrick. I'm probably quicker. Daily Blind for Carrick. I do think that's a realistic one. Semedo to replace Valencia. Why do you need to replace Valencia? What's Valencia doing? I think Valencia is doing fantastic at the moment. Rooney to go in the summer, says Mohammed. I think there's a very real chance of that, in all honesty. I think there's a very real chance of that. Pereira's future at United, says Brandon. Again, he's another very young player. I don't think you can rush him at the moment. He's having a great time at Granada, obviously they're on a winter break at the moment, so it'd be interesting to see how he kicks in after the winter break. He was starting to find a little bit of form and starting to become really effective, so I think it'd be interesting to see how he goes on once he gets back, and see if he can repeat what he finished the year on. Do I think we need to get a fullback, says Lennon? I can see backup for a left back, yeah, and if there was someone that could play both, I would be happy with that. But again, I think Joe Riley's probably going to go on loan to Sheffield United, and I think he's probably going to impress people. He's got the same sort of work ethic and tempo that Marcus Rashford has got. He didn't let us down at all when he played in the first team last year. I think this is a great move for Joe Riley. Show the world what he can do. Rooney should leave to China, says James Spalding. I think it's probably going to happen. It's probably the only place that can afford him. Jose won't give youth a chance. Marcus Rashford says otherwise at the moment. Rooney should try defensive midfielder. Agree. No. We need a backup left back, and Evra would be amazing for that, says Blagog. Yeah. Tuanzebe instead of Lindelof. Lindelof's probably better at the moment in terms of like a flat across the board ability, but I would love to see Tuanzebe at least just given the opportunity to find out if he can do it or not. And then if he wants to sign Lindelof, you go, well, yeah, because you give him a chance and he didn't take it. You know, when you give Marcus Rashford a chance at the end of last season, he absolutely took it. Benson says, Evra is overrated. You can leave, mate, because this is a Paddy Evra loving show. Milner, what? What happened to Andreas Pereira? What do you mean what happened to him? He's on loan, smashing it up at Granada at the moment. Do I think Zlatan will sign a new contract? Well, he's already got an extension, hasn't he? So he's here next year anyway. Should we sell Fosu Mensah? No, but we should definitely try and loan him out if we're not going to play him. Gravy TV says Streetman for Carrick. It's a good shout. Lindelof is young. Yeah, he is young, but he's not one of ours, is he? If he's young and he's going to block the route through to the first team from one of ours, and I don't like that. If Memphis goes, he will be another Pogba. I wouldn't go that far, but I think he'll probably be a good success. Mensah for a Premier League loan, I would love it. If Memphis goes, I think he'll be another Pogba. No, I don't think he's going to be that good, but he is going to be a good player, I think. St. Columbo says Everand is a legend, mate. And do you know what? We are going to leave it on that because Paddy Evra is an absolute beast of a footballer. And I might even use the word legend. The guy's a beast. Absolutely love him. One of my favourite players at Manchester United of all time. What a guy. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Make sure to subscribe to Full Time Devils. Make sure to hit the notification so you get a notification every time we upload a video. And then you can come and watch it, and then you can come and talk to us. How's that sound? Keep it locked to Full Time Devils. We've got all sorts of stuff coming out. Match day stuff ahead of tomorrow. The preview went live quite late last night, so go and check out the preview. And we'll see you in a bit.